Hello, friend. Welcome to today's broadcast. I again implore your prayers for our son, Michael Winston, who is battling cancer. That's why we're here in the Memphis area. He had to be hospitalized because of an infection in his foot. And of course, when a child's blood counts are really low because of chemotherapy, the doctors are concerned that it could spread to a general infection, which could be catastrophic. And just for comic relief, all right, and I mean, it's actually funny. Since I last spoke to you, I broke a rib. I had a refrigerator fall on me while I was moving it, and then a few days later was diagnosed with Lyme disease. So we have just had one thing after another happen, and we continue to entrust ourselves into the hands of God. And we ask you, please, to pray for us, pray for our family, and pray for our work. There is a point that I have reached where I intend to simply call balls and strikes and to say it as I see it. Because life is too short, and the amount of time that each of us have on this earth, each of us has, is limited. And we will give an account to our Maker for what we have done, for what we have failed to do, what we have said, what we have failed to say. And as I report to you today's news, I will bring it back around to you and I, because at the end of the day, some of the things that are happening, we can still mitigate. We have a series of crises going on that is almost mind-boggling. For example, even as I record this, Obama is fiddling while Iraq burns. At first he said, of course, that as the terrorists moved their way south to Baghdad, that he would not send troops, and then he changed his mind and he said, well, we'll send 275 troops to guard the compound and guard U.S. personnel, and then, well, we might send some special ops in there. Meanwhile, Iran is sending in troops, okay? Our sworn enemy is sending in troops to prop up the Shiite regime, okay? Now, from what I have read, and I could be wrong, but from what I have read, Obama's dad was a Sunni Muslim, okay? And if you look at the way Obama has treated Sunni Muslim terrorists, such as trading 5 liters for our AWOL deserter, Sergeant Burgo, if you look at how he treated the Muslim Brotherhood, which is the fountain of modern Sunni Islamic terrorism, if you look at the way he treated them in Egypt, if you look at how he is considering helping the Sunni terrorists in Syria, who now comprise the column that is moving from Syria into Iraq, ISIS we call them, the Islamic State of Syria or the Islamic State of Levant. If you look at the acronym and the names that they're being called, they're not syncing up. But I can only surmise that Obama's sympathies lie with Sunni Muslims. But his dawdling, his dallying, his waiting, his dithering have given time to terrorists who are in cold blood murdering captured soldiers, okay? They're capturing Iraqi troops and murdering them in cold blood. And these graphic images, and obviously be careful if you've got children in the room, but these graphic images that have been circulating around the world prove that we're dealing with murderers. These are the very people that Obama and McCain want to provide weapons to. And months ago, when McCain said that we should be arming the Syrian rebels, I used this television show to say, you've got to be kidding. These are people who have sworn to fight us. Okay? And now we see these very terrorists marching south through Iraq, taking one city after another, and posing a viable threat to the capital, to Baghdad. So Iran has already sent in 2,000 troops. Their top general for their Revolutionary Guard is in Baghdad right now. And you need to understand something. These people are ruthless. Okay? They're ruthless. And Iran will do what it deems best. If we don't intervene, Iran will do what it deems best to keep those in power that it wants in power. And now Obama is discussing working with the Iranians, who are the ones in the Middle East who actually pose a significant threat to our security. Iraq was never a threat, people. Iran was always the threat. Iran is the one who is developing or perhaps has nuclear weapons. And now we're talking with them? This is insanity. I've got to take a break. When we come back, I will look at where this will head. All right, we're going to look at a series of crises that are facing us. And they're not static. They're all headed somewhere. God save us. This is the voice of resistance.